Boruto Chapter 79 has just released, and this is honestly the craziest chapter that I have ever read in the Boruto series. We see in this chapter that the roles between Boruto and Kawaki have completely reversed. Thanks to Eida using her omnipotence in this chapter, Boruto is now seen as the outsider who bit the hand that fed him and is now essentially on the run. And with Kawaki's position right now in the story, he is seen as the true son of Naruto, being referred to as Kawaki Uzumaki from Momoshiki. This is absolutely insane, and I really didn't think this is something that would happen when it comes to reading this manga. The one thing that I gotta say when it comes to this manga, no matter what happens when it comes to the content, the art, etc., is that this manga is completely unpredictable. When I was reading this chapter live on stream earlier today, I did make the prediction that Mitsuki was gonna fight Kawaki in this chapter when he activated his Sage Mode, since we saw in Boruto Chapter 75, through the premonition that Boruto saw through Momo's Byakugan, Mitsuki did activate his Sage Mode, where presumably I thought he was fighting Kawaki. The last thing I thought was gonna happen was Mitsuki trying to take down Boruto. Honestly, man, I couldn't believe what I was reading, and as someone who doesn't look at the spoilers, I understand now why everybody was going crazy when the spoilers first leaked. So let's get into this chapter, man. So ending off from last chapter in chapter 78, we saw that Momoshiki was telling Boruto that, yo, the prophecy of Boruto losing it all is finally beginning. And as we saw in this chapter, Boruto has essentially lost everything. I have talked about this plenty of times when it comes to his prophecy. This is something that I didn't think anyone saw coming. Of course, the prophecy of Boruto losing it all is incredibly vague. So many people were saying that, oh, Boruto is gonna lose somebody like Sasuke. He was gonna get killed by Kawaki or by Momoshiki or possibly by Code. Same thing goes for the entire Leaf Village. However, as we saw during this chapter, Kawaki being the one who had sealed away Naruto and had tried killing Boruto, in the beginning of the chapter, Kawaki was fleeing away from the Leaf Village. Using Sukuna Hikona, he was able to get himself into the forest. With Eida knowing this, using her Senringan ability, she was able to track down Kawaki. Eida's position in the story so far is incredibly unclear, as the only goal that she has right now is that she wants to get with Kawaki. She has a crush on him, and she knows that she can't really talk or have a relationship with anybody due to her charm effectability. And thanks to Kawaki being an Otsutsuki, the only interest that she has right now is to be with Kawaki, and with the Leaf Village trying to track him down and essentially kill him for taking away the Hokage and trying to kill the Hokage's son, it's pretty imperative in the story that Kawaki must survive. And with Eida's interest being aligned with Kawaki, it's pretty clear that Eida was gonna help out. This is the one thing that I knew was going to happen. However, the one thing that I think nobody saw coming was Eida displaying her omnipotence power. When it comes to this ability, it was incredibly broken, and it's honestly the most broken thing that we've ever seen, with Momoshiki describing it the Shinjutsu of all Shinjutsu. And as we see, Kawaki has become incredibly desperate to protect Lord Seventh. Of course, Naruto has been sealed away, so at least from what we know currently in the story, nobody can really retrieve him unless you have Ishiki's Dojutsu and if you can access into the Daikukoden dimension. Knowing that Momoshiki is still a threat living inside of Boruto's body, Kawaki is at a crossroads here. He explains to Eida that he doesn't matter at all, and whatever he does, he doesn't care if he survives or dies at all, as long as Naruto is alive. And the one thing that he needs to do right now is to kill Boruto because of Momoshiki. We know how much of a threat Momoshiki is, especially with today's Boruto episode dropping. We all saw how powerful Boruto was. With that being said, if Momoshiki ever gets loose in the leaf, nobody really is gonna have the power to stop him, considering the fact that he got abilities like Rasengan, where he's gonna be sniping people in the head from all over the village. So with that being said, Kawaki knows that he must take down Boruto, aka Momoshiki, or else the village is screwed. He even says that if Momoshiki ever breaks free, there's going to be irreversible damage that is going to be beyond repair. However, he's at crossroads considering the fact that this is Boruto, someone that he considers as his own brother. And he even states that who could kill the Hokage's son? And the answer is absolutely nobody outside of Kawaki. When Boruto was initially killed by Kawaki, Boruto had initially given Kawaki the benefit of the doubt because Boruto did understand the circumstances of what had actually happened. And as we saw in today's Boruto episode, this was pretty apparent why from the build-up that was shown prior. However, the circumstances are completely different now that Boruto has stated that he can channel Momoshiki's powers better now. So the people in the village that do know about Boruto's dilemma with Momoshiki, they haven't come to terms with actually trying to kill Boruto. Yes, we've seen multiple characters state and have tried to kill Boruto with Momoshiki inside, such as Sasuke, Naruto, and Sarada, through statements and actually trying to do so. The truth is, no one's actually going to be able to do it because he's the Hokage's son, and the closest characters to him may not actually have the resolve. As we saw last chapter where he did try to take him down, he still has some conflicting thoughts about actually doing it, even though he is willing to do something as heinous as this. And while he's explaining this to Eida, Eida finally reveals her final ability, or one of her abilities that haven't been shown yet, and that's the Omnipotence. And as we see, it literally changes the entire storyline of the series. As Momoshiki describes this, the Shinjutsu of all Shinjutsu, this ability literally impacts the entire world. As we saw in the manga, I think Kishimoto did a great job in this chapter. As he's done in the past couple of chapters, I gotta say Kishimoto has been pretty consistent when it comes to the art. Nothing too crazy. The Boruto manga art is nothing insane such as other mangas, but it does the job. I think Boruto's manga art is pretty underrated. I know there's some aspects that Kishimoto may struggle at and he needs to work on for sure, but when it comes to showing off these newer characters' powers, I feel like he really got it down. And when it comes to showing off the Omnipotence ability that Eida has, he nailed it, because when I was reading this on stream, I thought Eida was gonna drop a nuke. I ain't gonna lie. The explosion, the impact of her using the Omnipotence for the first time in the manga, it looked great. When it comes to showing off Eida's abilities, I think we saw some pretty good panels, such as the planet shot, for example. I know that was only half a panel. However, if we got a full page panel of something like that, and maybe, just maybe, a double spread, which most likely will never happen, I think this could make the panel pop out even more. But I think this is the right step in the direction for Kishimoto when it comes to showing these worldly and godly abilities, such as Omnipotence. This is the perfect example of showing a power like this, and I really felt the power of it, even though it didn't seem as crazy as it was after seeing the impact around the world. As we saw after seeing what happened at the end of the chapter, you can really feel the impact. That's one of the most important things when it comes to displaying a new power. So as we saw after Eida displayed her Omnipotence, thanks to Kawaki explaining her his desires on what he wants because of the situation that's going on, some of the Konoha ninjas do discover Eida and Kawaki. And as we know before in the chapter, the entire village is looking for Kawaki. However, thanks to Eida's Omnipotence, the entire situation has completely reversed. Once the ninjas do find Kawaki and Eida, instead of immediately trying to attack Kawaki and trying to restrain him, as Kawaki did not understand the circumstances prior, as Kawaki tries to wind up an attack with this scientific claw mark, Eida does reassure Kawaki that everything has changed. Instead of tracking down Kawaki by detecting his chakra, who at the time was disguising himself after the Omnipotence went through, they are now tracking Boruto, as we saw with Shikamaru stating that they have detected Boruto's chakra. And at that moment, we see Momoshiki happy as hell. He literally says, "Hey boy, I'm curious, how does it feel to lose everything?" And like I said, this is something that I feel like nobody expected when it comes to Boruto losing it all. As mentioned before, it's been such a vague statement, so when Momoshiki said that right away, it instantly confused Boruto, as he did not understand what Momo was saying, and Momo was very happy. With Sarada and Mitsuki approaching Boruto, Sarada confused and Mitsuki popping a Sage mode, saying, "You have managed to truly anger me," going back to the future panel back in chapter 75. This is great foreshadowing, man, because Kishimoto literally told us what's gonna happen and literally flipped the entire script. As I said before, I expected Mitsuki to fight Kawaki in his Sage mode, not Boruto. And with the following panel, we see how everything has changed, with one of the Konoha shinobi asking Kawaki, "How's the eye wound?" referring to when Kawaki slashed Boruto's right eye last chapter. Of course, that question would have been toward Boruto, but thanks to Eida's Omnipotence, this question was asked to Kawaki, with the entire village knowing that Boruto has quote-unquote done something bad to the Hokage. And as we saw in the last chapter, Mitsuki was already getting angry after seeing that Boruto already got that scar from Kawaki. That anger was completely misdirected. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glazing right now, but this is genius writing from Kishi, because it's like we've already gotten some build-up from Mitsuki, already talking about him tapping into that Sage mode, saying that if Boruto ever gets hurt, he doesn't know how he'll act. And as we saw, despite Mitsuki not doing much outside of tapping into his Sage mode for the first time in the manga, this has been hinted out for a couple of chapters at least. And Momoshiki throughout the chapter continues to pester Boruto about him losing everything. With the roles now being reversed, he tells Boruto that the entire village is now gonna try to kill Boruto because of what had actually happened. And as Momoshiki describes Omnipotence as the true nature of Eida's power to her charm ability, which is a divine power that she herself cannot control. As mentioned before, this is an ultimate power only the all-knowing almighty god can actually do, basically the shinjutsu of all shinjutsu. And this is essentially how gods such as like the Otsutsuki, who become gods after consuming many chakra fruits, can create worlds and anything at their will, anything that they desire. With Momoshiki describing that the identity of her charm is simply the result of Eida's subconscious desires made material by Omnipotence. And someone like Amato had no idea of knowing, so he just classified this as regular shinjutsu. And with the current phenomenon of this is coming from Kawaki's desire, which is becoming reality right now in the story. He essentially went through Eida and activated the Omnipotence for her to the point where Kawaki and Boruto's roles have reversed with everything that has been displayed in the story, with Kawaki last chapter sealing away Naruto and with trying to kill Boruto. The roles have completely reversed, where Kawaki pulls some of the most scum shit I've ever seen in this series, where he has been existing thus far by framing Boruto and telling the entire Leaf Village that he has killed Naruto. That's absolutely insane. For someone who early in the chapter was describing that killing the Hokage's son is essentially going to turn all your friends into foes, why couldn't it be someone else? And the fact that it has now happened with the Omnipotence ability, thanks to Eida using it, bro literally framed his own brother, who he has went through trials and tribulations with when it comes to fighting all the Otsutsuki and all of the Kara members. This is an incredible backstabbing, and when it comes to a plot twist, this is the most insane shit I've read in the manga. This is absolutely insane. And as Momoshiki describes it, people's memories have been altered and any regular knowledge between Boruto and Kawaki have been essentially changed. And with everybody's consciousness that is linked through chakra, someone like Eida or another Otsutsuki could change their memory to the point where Eida could potentially change the entire history of the shinobi world. But man, Boruto Chapter 79 is honestly one of the best things I've ever read in the series, if not the best chapter that has come out. I see why a lot of you guys been going crazy with the spoilers, and reading it on stream, by the way, was insane. I just want to say thank you guys for coming through for the stream. This sets up so much stuff for Boruto's character, as I'm not gonna lie here, ever since Kawaki was introduced into the story, he has been more or less the main character. I understand Boruto is the main character in the story, but with Kawaki being introduced starting from chapter 26 and up until now in chapter 79, for the most part Kawaki has overtaken and outshined Boruto for the most part. Every time Boruto has tried to do something significant, almost every time Kawaki has managed to outshine him. When Boruto awakened his karma for the first time, he did absorb the jutsu from Konohamaru to save his life, and then we see in the next chapter Kawaki awakened his karma seal, and we see just how skillful he is with it. Another example is during the Ishiki battle when Boruto was there. While he did provide some help such as saving Sasuke and teleporting Ishiki at the leaf, Kawaki was the one who actually delivered the killing blow to take down Ishiki. Of course, that fight was a collaborative effort, and Kawaki would not have done it by himself. When Boruto awakened the true essence form of karma to fight Code, Kawaki, who at that time did not have his karma seal, later awakened his karma, his version of the true essence form, where he did have Ishiki Otsutsuki's dojutsu and an even more progressed version of the karma compared to Boruto's. And as we saw, Kawaki had a better dexterity and use of using the karma compared to Boruto. And now in the story, right now in the story, Kawaki has taken the position of where Boruto initially was by being the true son of Naruto Uzumaki, being referred to as Kawaki Uzumaki, and now Boruto has lost the Uzumaki name and is now being referred to as just Boruto. And when it comes to this chapter, man, this is peak right here. Kishimoto has been cooking. This is monumental stuff, man. Boruto Sunday today has been absolutely amazing. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. If you do want to keep up with the community and updates, for example, when I'm streaming and whatnot, make sure you guys join that Discord. Link is in the description. I'll put it in the comments as well, because we definitely do a lot of community stuff, such as reading the chapter every month on this channel. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace. Hey, motherfuckers said Kishimoto was washed. Where are they? Motherfuckers said Kishimoto could not write a monthly manga. Where are they? Motherfucker said Kishimoto had a ghostwriter. Where are they? All these motherfuckers saying Boruto's trash, this manga's ass. Look at what we're reading, man. This is peak. Motherfucker said Kishimoto couldn't write a monthly manga. Look at him now. People said Kishimoto had a ghostwriter. Kodachi was writing the manga. With all due respect, Kodachi's not doing this. Kodachi's not doing this. You think Kishimoto not writing this manga? Read the latest chapter. You think you can predict something like this? The most unpredictable manga in Shonen Jump right now? What? Kishimoto's cooking. Man, bro. All these people saying Boruto's mid. All these people saying Boruto's trash. Shut your bitch ass up. Kishimoto been fucking cooking. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't like that, well, sit back and enjoy the show. Because the time skip is coming. And we're here to turn the fuck up. If you don't like that, stop talking about my series, bitch. Me and my community, we eating. The Boruto fans are eating. And let's not talk about the Boruto episode that's out, bitch. Let's not talk about the Boruto episode that's already out. I haven't even watched that shit. I already know that's peak. We waited years for this shit. And Boruto, I hope you gotta know this right now. Boruto, it's over, son. It's over, my boy. Your burgers are gone. Your friends are gone. Your parents are gone. You have nothing, boy. Time to leave the village. It's time. It's time. You hear me, boy? No more Thunder Burger. You gotta start eating worms now.